This is the craziest XRP movie ever made. In its case against the SEC, Ripple is getting help from Coinbase, which is the biggest cryptocurrency market in the world. Doesn't it sound crazy? That's exactly what Ripple's lawyers and CEOs say, though. Things are getting even stranger. Some crypto experts think that XRP could reach a huge $21,000. That's pretty cool, right? Watch this video all the way through. Now, let's get right to the point. Another surprise turn has been made in the XRP story, and this time Coinbase is at the center of the Bill Morgan, a lawyer who supports XRP, said it best when he said, Coinbase is making it hard to stay permanently angry over XRP delisting. That is a pretty strong statement, especially when you consider how angry the XRP community was in January 2021 when Coinbase suddenly stopped dealing XRP after the SEC sued Ripple. So, the XRP story has gone from court cases to crazy price rumors, and people in the crypto community can hardly hold it together. Tweets are going out quickly. The XRP trade is finally going off, according to mCrypto. XRP Avengers goes even further and says XRP is the next Bitcoin, but on steroids. XRP will get to $10,000. It's easy for even Jack the Ripper. Bullish on XRP, and the XRP report shows that XRP is already breaking out. The big guy that was asleep is now awake. These tweets aren't just empty hype, they're based on some really strong analysis. Crypto analyst Cryptox AI Man recently came out with an amazing long-term price prediction for XRP. He said that Bitcoin could hit $1 billion per coin by 2038. Iman thinks that using that framework, the price of XRP could go through the roof and reach $21,000 per coin, which is a 7,000-fold rise from where it is now. It's not as crazy as it sounds to think that way. Bitcoin has already gone against what people thought it would do, so by growing from a $2 million market cap in its early days to over $2 trillion today. Emin says that Bitcoin's multi-trillion-dollar market capitalization is possible if global monetary growth and rising inflation continue. XRP could go in the same direction. He thinks that XRP's market value could reach $2 quadrillion in the future, which is about a tenth of what Bitcoin is expected to be worth. Getting straight to that $21,000 price tag. I Am Man stresses how important it is to have a viewpoint. XRP is selling at a fraction of its potential right now, just like Bitcoin was in its early years. AI Man also talks about Brad Garlinghouse, the CEO of Ripple, who has long thought of XRP as a backbone for global financial systems. This is an idea that AI Man takes seriously when predicting the coin's exponential growth. He says that XRP could power the whole world, which is similar to Garlinghouse's goals. Of course, this won't happen overnight. Iman tells us to be patient. These prices might not happen for 10 years or more, but XRP is a great investment for long-term holders, especially if Bitcoin hits the all-time highs that Fidelity predicts. This analysis, along with recent changes in the law and the chance that Coinbase will relist XRP, makes the story even more interesting. The court wins over the SEC, and Coinbase's fight for transparency have changed the momentum, which could lead to more adoption and higher prices. There are rumors that Coinbase's CEO may own millions of XRP coins, which makes things even more interesting and suggests that the exchange has a stake in XRP's success. To put it simply, XRP isn't just waking up, it's getting ready for a possible journey that could completely change the crypto scene. Everything is being watched, whether you think it's a wild guess or a look into the future. Now let's talk about what XRP is really good for. In the background, the cryptocurrency we all love is making moves in the financial world. Trust me, what's going on now isn't just hype. From international payments to business, now its usefulness in the real world is starting to get attention around the world. Crypto analyst Crypto Sensei recently brought up something very important. SWIFT, which has been the main way people send money across borders for decades, could be replaced by Ripple, the company that makes XRP. He said that banks might soon see Ripple's on-demand funding as a much better option, both in terms of how it works and how much it costs. There are a huge number of benefits. With older systems like SWIFT, banks have to keep Nostro and Vostro accounts that are already loaded with foreign currencies. This locks up hundreds of millions of dollars that could be used elsewhere. Crypto Sensei said that banks can get rid of these useless funds with Ripple's on-demand liquidity, which frees up capital for more useful uses and cuts costs by a huge amount. It's not just about money either. Speed also changes the game. With Ripple, transactions can be closed in seconds, while with SWIFT, they would take days. The fact that things are quick and efficient isn't just handy, it's a strong reason for businesses and banks to add XRP to their banking systems. Crypto Sensei made it sound like a problem in a meeting. Why keep paying ridiculously high prices for Swift when there is an option that is faster, cheaper, and more flexible? He thought that directors would almost certainly not be able to ignore the business sense behind Ripple's offer. He even said that people who try to stay with Swift might face a lot of internal pushback because the chance to save money is just too big to pass up. This chance for widespread use could have huge effects on the price of XRP. Imagine that big banks and other financial institutions use XRP as a form of payment. Brad Garlinghouse, CEO of Ripple, has long thought of XRP as more than just a cryptocurrency. He thinks of it as the core of all world financial systems. That view is strengthened by Crypto Sensei's analysis. Ripple's speed isn't just a theory. It makes sense, can be measured, and is appealing to the organizations that move world markets. To sum up, XRP isn't just waking up. It's getting ready to play a big part in changing the way money works. Now that Ripple has won lawsuits against the SEC, Coinbase might back it, and banks can use it. XRP isn't just a speculation play anymore. This technology is becoming more important to the real world, and that use could be the thing that drives its price to unbelievable new heights. We also can't forget about the whales. With all the good news about XRP, like court victories and widespread use, big players are beginning to move. Their actions are not hidden, and they have a huge effect on the market. You do not want to miss this strong play at all costs. So far, XRP's legal wins and the hope that it will be used all over the world have gotten most of the attention, but the whales are also quietly changing the market. Analyst Ali Martinez recently said that whales have been quietly buying XRP at an amazing rate, even though the market has dropped sharply. Nearly 120 million XRP moved into big wallets during a time when the value of the asset dropped by 10 billion Bitcoin. This added to the 320 million XRP that had already been stored. In just 1 week, these strongholders have taken control of about 440 million XRP, which is worth about $3.88 billion. The time is what makes this so interesting. Retail traders pulled back, and the number of trades that happened every day dropped sharply. At the same time, whales were buying up supply, which made fewer coins available for dealing. In the past, this kind of focused buying has often come before medium-term recoveries. Whales can help keep the market stable by carefully stockpiling during downturns. They do this to avoid panic selling and get ready for the next up move. The consequences are really important. When whales build up big positions, they're not just betting on short-term changes, they are setting themselves up to make a lot of money if uptake speeds up. If you add in Ripple's growing usefulness in the real world and its ability to replace quick and strong institutional interest, you can see how these whale movements could give prices a big boost. When there is less money available and more demand from big buyers, even small interest from regular people can make price changes stronger. So the market isn't just responding to news. Some of its biggest players are also shaping it carefully behind the scenes. The big holders of XRP seem to be quietly setting things up for a possible recovery, which fits in nicely with the general trend of adoption and the clarity of the law. In the past, times like this, when long-term holders buy up all the available stock, often happen before big price increases. Watching what whales do is almost as important for investors and fans alike as reading the news, because these are the moves that can really take XRP to new heights. Now, the only question is, what do you think about that? What do you think about the XRP Ripple token? What do you think will happen? Would you mind telling me in the comments? I'm really interested. This video has now come to an end. Thanks for seeing it. Please click the like button if you liked the information and thought it was helpful. Say what you think or ask a question in the comments. Most importantly, don't forget to sign up